Hi everyone, and welcome to Edmation. Today we're looking at a Greenworks 8-inch 40-volt cordless pole saw with a 2 Ah or ampere hour battery. After some significant damage from an ice storm on my tree limbs, I found this on Amazon for $134.96. After tax, it was $146.60. I ordered it on October 31st, 2020. That was a Saturday. Was supposed to arrive on a Monday. It ended up arriving on a Tuesday, so one day late. Not a big deal other than I had a lot of tree limbs I needed to start cutting. For more information on unboxing, assembly, any extra tools or accessories that you might need for the product, please see my other video. Banner above here, so just click on that. Otherwise, I'm going to be reviewing the actual workings of this particular model. If you like what you're seeing, please do remember to click the like and subscribe buttons. It would sure help me out. Measuring from end to end, the overall length was approximately 8.5 feet. Depending on your height, would depend on how much of a reach you have. I'm about 6 foot, and I guess technically you could say I might have a 14-foot reach. However, not really, because you gotta be able to have an angle, especially for safety, so something's not falling right on top of you. And you really need to make sure you wear glasses so all of the wood bits do not get in your eyes, because they really can fly down on you depending on wind. Most of the cuts I made were pretty simple, didn't take a lot of effort. Of course, the thicker branches took a little more time, and you might need a little more leverage, just depending, even a little sawing back and forth action. I was cutting pretty extensively the first 3 days. And one thing you definitely want to remember is to check the oil reservoirs. I did have to refill that a couple of times. The only complaint I had on the chain was it came loose a couple of times, so I did have to reset that. However, I might not have set the bolt tight enough for it to stay in. And once I set it really tight, it held up much better. The battery that came with it was the 2Ah, which really did quite well, I thought. It lasted pretty much all day. Now, granted, I wasn't cutting the whole time. There was a lot of, moving it to the pile and everything else, but it lasted through the day, and I would recharge it and go on. Now, again, I would cut for maybe a couple of hours each day. I will have to find a regular chainsaw for some of the larger limbs, as there is no way I would attempt to cut some of those larger size limbs with this particular model. Overall, for this price point, I think it did a pretty good job. A little bit slow, and it was a little bit of effort, more than I would have liked. If I would have upgraded to, a little better model, I probably could have done it faster with less effort. However, again, for the price point, I thought it did a pretty good job.
In summary, I'd give it a thumbs up. My overall use will be minimal. However, this last week, I would call it moderate to heavy, meaning the actual cutting time of using the saw would be about 2 hours on average. I would say I was working about 6 hours a day, including removal of debris and other such things. Make sure you wear your safety glasses or goggles and gloves, especially when you're reaching up. I did have a lot of wood bits flying in my face, so the glasses and gloves really to me are essential. The actual reach worked quite well. It wasn't top heavy, so that was nice. Just make sure you do give yourself an angle so you have some leverage. And when I got up on the ladder, which I did several times, it still worked well, although it's probably not recommended. However, it didn't create any problems. Just have to make sure that you have some sturdy footing, so to speak. And the average branch that I was cutting would be 1 to 5 inches, maybe a little bit more depending on the angle I was coming at, and it worked pretty well. Now, of course, the higher up you go and the larger the limb size, it makes it a little bit more difficult depending on the leverage that you have. However, again, I thought it worked pretty well. And if you're going to be using it on a, say, minimal to possibly moderate range, I think it'll do pretty well for you. So again, thumbs up.
That's about it, and I do hope you enjoyed it, and please do remember to click like and subscribe, and watch any of the other videos, especially the one that shows this one being unboxed and assembled. Thank you again.